All right. Um, I don't know how the
Alright.
hell to start one of these, but hey guys, uh, Kegman7 here, obviously, but I'm here with Belac09,
Hi.
creator of Zack's Pizzeria, Year 25, and Void Man,
Hello.
and today we're just doing a small little interview, just about his series and whatnot. So
Yeah.
maybe getting to just information and whatnot. But just
Yes.
to start it off, what inspired you to make Zack's Pizzeria?
What inspired me to... Okay, so I surprisingly haven't gotten this question before by friends. Um, basically, uh, just a lot of since I was like kind of in a big analog horror mood and like I don't know if you could tell, but episode one was kind of highly inspired by the Walden Files because it's my
Mm-hmm.
favorite analog horror. But then I kind of started taking my own direction and kind of coming up with a story as more as I made the episodes. And I just wanted to make an analog horror that was interesting and unique. But the big reason was because I don't know if most know this, but I had an old series and it was like really bad. It was poorly made. It was made with a phone and just pictures in my uh uh high pitch ass voice when I was younger.
But
Um
we can see the development like from
oh
episode one
yeah.
and onward.
Yeah, by a long shot.
Yeah.
But I'm very proud of how the series has come, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very well done. Like just the
Thank you.
improvement along in general. Um,
Yeah.
how did it actually feel like uploading it finally? Like working on just a completely new thing. Like, did you have like pressure at all, or?
Not really, because I hate to admit this, but I I don't really feel like it's gonna get really popular if I'm being honest, because it's kind of just a really small analog horror, and just all the only people who actually like know about it and talk about it are just my friends. So
Yeah.
I honestly wasn't really feeling too much pressure. I was just like, okay, finally it's up there. I was hoping it would get views, but like, I mean, episode one just right now only has 502 views, which that's still good. Don't get me wrong, but like, it's not gonna blow up like Walton Files or Mandela
Oh
Catalog
well,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. Like, but thank God we have all of it to enjoy. Like, we're just like
Yeah,
finally.
yeah.
Yeah. Why did you want to make it in general? Like, just the entire like saga of Zack's Pizzeria as a
The
whole.
entire. Mm.
Like, why did you want to make it?
I want to make people happy. I want to come up with some good characters that people could get attached to, which I think I may have done that. And obviously a lot of plot twists.
Oh yeah,
um,
seen plenty of those.
yeah, I kind of overdo plot twists a little bit.
Well, as long as it's not like one after the other. But I mean, like,
Yeah,
and honestly, if it's more subtle and not like big in your face every 2 seconds, then it's
kind
fine.
of like how episode three was. It only had like two twists, and then the big twist was at the end of it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Also, uh, to move on, why did you decide to do live action specifically for Year 25?
Um, because I was mostly inspired because I was mostly inspired by Marble Hornets because
Mm-hmm.
they all they do is live action, and I just wanted to try that. And since I have like masks and all that cool stuff and actual people to record with, I wanted to do it. I did do a live action series called The Red Mask, but I had to delete that because of a lot of drama that happened. So,
Yeah.
uh, yeah.
Yeah.
But year 25, I feel like it's gonna get. I hope it gets popular because I did good on it.
Yeah, you have. It honestly, it's just like a good like try and like move away into like reboot kind of after Red Mask. But
Yeah,
speaking of Red Mask, how do you feel about Red Mask in general? Like excluding the drama. How do you feel
I'm gonna
about it
be.
as it was as a series?
It was it was okay, I guess. I wasn't like the biggest fan of it. I honestly feel like it wasn't that good.
Well, that's understandable, but I mean, since I guess no hard feelings since you would eventually have to take it down due to the stupid drama you had to encounter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, moving on.
Yeah.
Why did you decide to do voice acting for Zack's Pizzeria? Like, specifically for season 2, was it just like, okay, I need to finally do voice acting, or was it just a cave-in, just like, okay, let's just do voice acting and whatnot?
I think it was the first one you said, like, I finally need to do voice acting, and since sometimes I don't like doing my voice, because every time I record my voice, okay, the problem was with episode 1, the music, like, this happened in, like, a lot of the episodes, and I get complaints about it. The music is so loud, and my voice is just so hard to hear. This is like in episode 1 and episode 4 and all that.
Yeah.
And then the thing that sucked is when I did it with episode 2 of season 1, I had, my voice was perfectly loud, but since my mic was so loud, it picked up the mouse clicking, which is another thing that some people noticed. And yeah.
Yeah. Errors happen, honestly. But
Yeah.
you're making it better in general.
Yeah, I'm figuring more things out, because episode 2, I was still kind of learning everything, so.
Yeah. You were still trying to, like, okay. You were just, well, practice makes perfect. You just needed to keep going, and then it would, like, get out of that.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I guess what we can do really quick for last, what do you recommend Zack's Pizzeria or Year 25, like either one of those? What are they comparable to in analog horror sense? Like in your opinion?
Yeesh. Zack's Pizzeria, I'd have to say wait, what was it again?
Like, what would you compare Zack's Pizzeria or Year 25 to in another analog horror?
Another analog horror. Zack's Pizzeria, like I said earlier, is inspired by the Walton Files, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But like, it kind of started out like kind of Walton Files, but then it's kind of started becoming its own big own thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't know. I don't really have much to compare it to, because my whole main idea was to change it up a little bit, like from other analog horrors.
Yeah, what would you just say it's closest to?
It's either gonna be Walton Files or actually Monument Mythos.
Oh, okay.
And Year 25 is obviously Marble Hornets.
Yeah.
Like just any other live action analog horror.
Yeah.
Or another thing that could be is another thing that I kind of that could be a good inspiration was the mimic scene from Vita Carnis.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
Because I don't know, I love live action, and just I feel like live action is a little creepier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the realism, you know, it's just
exactly
like, more like, hey, that could be like here in reality. Like more of that realization, but yeah.
Also, I know this isn't a question, and I know that was the last one, but something I do want to talk about is why Slender Man is in Year 25.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, for story reasons, I can't say too much. Like, spoilers, but I got a Slender costume, and I wanted to use it for some purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I've kind of been using it for 3 purposes. My first purpose was to go outside and just scare people.
Oh.
Try to, at least. My second purpose was obviously for a live action film, and my third purpose is to be him for Halloween.
Oh, okay. So you kind of got him, and you were just like, okay, I need to make a lot of use out of this, so let's not just throw him in. Yeah,
and you know that the thing is, when I uploaded the footage episode, that's the episode that got like so many views. It's got 205 right now.
Oh yeah.
Or 9.
Yeah. It's gotten a pretty good, like, hefty response, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, on to those. Done with the main questions. I'll throw in some bonus questions.
Alrighty.
So, has it honestly been like, how hard has it been to make all of your series as a whole?
How hard has it been?
Like,
Um,
how much have you struggled per se, if not at all?
so, um, hold on one second. I gotta think about this.
Hmm.
I don't have too much struggle. The only thing that kind of sucks is that sometimes I want to work on it, but then it's just I have to make so much art, and it's kind of hard for me to draw because I have to draw with a mouse on Paint 3D.
Oh yeah.
So, and one thing I worry about while making the future episodes is that I'm not gonna have like some voice actors available, and
Oh.
there's some days like I don't think I could work on it.
Oh yeah, that's understandable.
And
I mean,
another struggle. Oh, sorry, continue.
it just takes like a lot of time. I mean, take my own series like Ultra for example. It honestly just takes so much time having to go by each frame, and for you it just
Yeah,
takes a lot of time to draw your sprites and whatnot.
yeah,
But
and
back to what you were saying.
um um I kind of think I was done. I don't really remember what I was gonna say.
Oh, all right. Um, I guess another bonus question that I could throw in. Uh,
Okay.
hmm. I also gotta think about this.
Yeah, take your time.
Yeah. Honestly, what is your favorite analog horror?
Walton Files.
Lone Files? Alright.
Well, do you like? I have a lot of
Well,
favorites.
like top five, top five.
Okay, Walton Files, Vandella Catalog, The Monument Mythos, Vita Carnus, Marble Hornets. That's it.
Alright. Let me throw in one last bonus just to think.
Alrighty.
Where did you, I guess this is kind of a big one.
Alright.
Where did you draw your concepts from to make your characters like John, Red God, Annie, Zack, like Time Demon, like everyone? How did you like come up with them?
You want me to go like character by character?
I mean, like ones that may seem like, well, like I guess the more significant and more intriguing ones in your opinion that you came up with.
So, I never seen. Okay, I'll explain Croakster. Since it's also kind of FNAF inspired, obviously, because it's got animatronics and there's killing and there's a pizzeria. Ooh, spooky. But that's not the main problem. Croakster, I never seen a fucking like FNAF analog horror or like any type of FNAF thing with a frog in it. Well, besides I guess Happy Frog from FNAF 6, but like, when's the last time you saw an animatronic frog like in a while? At least.
Yeah, you just needed to like, okay, this is like a forgotten type, so you just need to like wanted to like add a sprinkle of that.
Cuddles is heavily inspired by Billy from the Walden Files.
Yeah, I can see that quite a lot.
Chef Zack, it's just a little chef guy. He's just a little silly guy.
Just some chef that you came up with.
Yeah, and
All
obviously inspired by me because my real name is Zack. I'll just get that out there. I don't give a shit.
What about the trio? We'll say. What about John?
John. Okay. John. I kind of just came up with like, ooh, I want to make a guy with a suit who kills people, but he also has something very tragic to happen.
So your typical like murderous, tragic backstory villain type character.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you also wanted to add like even more of like an extensive spin on it, which leads to me asking also about Entity.
The Entity. I wanted like, okay, I didn't really have the idea for the Entity back in episode 2. Here was a scrapped idea actually. The Entity before like he was known as the Entity, that was supposed to be like Zack's ghost.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Zack's ghost.
Like that's what it's supposed to look like. It was just some creepy face that was just creepy. But then I kind of was like, wait, what if I turn this thing into its actual own little character? And so I made the Entity, and then for some reason, since his face was so disfigured every time you saw him, and that's when I came to the conclusion in episode 4, part 2, that he should just like be able to like move his body in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, just
Which
to
is
like
why-
disfigure.
And the fucking, I think one of my favorite entity scenes is when he rips off Richard's head and his neck just starts to extend.
Yeah. That is a really good scene.
I love that part.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just such a creepy character, and he's just, ew.
Yeah, he's always been just unsettling, because ever since he, like, teased him originally to us, he's just been like, who the hell is this? You know? Like, why are they here? And whatnot, and it just...
And obviously, lore reasons, he's... Well, obviously, you should know he's Craig, John's son.
Also, leading
Red
to
God
the...
is next.
Yeah. Huh?
Red God is next, right?
Yeah, Red God. Like, just leading to the last part of the trio.
Red God's, I'm sorry, his origin is fucking funny.
Oh, really?
One day I just drew a big red scary monster.
You literally just, like, sketch something random?
Yeah, I just drew I was just bored one day and I was like, ooh, I want to draw a big spooky monster. And then I was like, hey, wait a minute. I could put this in Zack's Pizzeria.
So you just, like, drew something just, like, horrifying at the time for you, and you were just like,
yes.
You know what? This could be used as a resource.
Exactly.
That's honestly incredible. That's great.
And now, I think, also something I want to say, I think one of my favorite plot twists was, the plot twist at the end of Void Man.
Oh, yes. I feel like that probably broke a lot of people, especially me when I first watched it. Goodness.
Yeah.
Like,
and honestly, I prefer if people watched Void Man after they watched the entirety of Zack's Pizzeria, because they would have a lot more knowledge of who all the characters are. And I'd rather do that, because when I showed it to you, I showed you Void Man after episode 3, because that's when I made it.
Yeah, so you would say, like, watch Void Man after, like, season 1?
Yes, and then after Void Man, watch season 2. What I would consider Void Man is the Zack's Pizzeria prequel.
Oh, okay, yeah, that would make sense. Because, I mean, like, well, obvious spoilers. But, I mean, it makes sense, because, like, literally, there wasn't even a pizzeria built. It was just, like, that grass plane with the bunker, with the freaking book inside of it.
Exactly.
So, yeah. Onto, I would say, Annie's family.
Annie's family, so Bryson, Ruby, and Annie.
Yeah. What about, Bryson? Like, a lot of people are just... Like, a lot of people like him, honestly.
Well, most all my friends like him.
Mm-hmm.
Say people, sorry. Like I said, not popular, sadly.
Well, yeah. I'm just saying, like, speaking in our terms.
Yeah.
You know, just, like, a lot of people like him.
Yeah. I was just like, you know what? I need a cop character, and I want him to be old. I don't know why. I want him to be old.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. What about, Ruby and Annie? Like, just...
Okay, Ruby, I honestly just needed a wife, so I just like, okay, he needs a wife.
Alright.
And so I just drew her. And then Annie, okay, when I first drew Annie, she didn't have glasses.
Mm-hmm.
And then I gave her glasses, and I was like, ooh, she's hot now. My bad.
Okay. What you, like, also, like, drew your inspiration to make, like, an episode, like, focus and kind of just... Like, why did you make her specifically the one that, like, finds out about all this crap? Like, Zack, being the spirit, and also, like, them being together.
Your average... I just needed your average analog horror girl protagonist.
Okay, yeah. I guess
she's kind of like a Sophie Walton, you could say.
Oh, okay.
But obvious spoilers, she dies.
Oh, yeah. God.
Well, and then another big spoiler, she comes back in season 2, but I'm not really gonna. Yeah.
Yeah.
Reasons. Time demon.
Yeah, time demon stuff. But uh, other characters. What about yeah, like time demon, like just to
Time
get it out
Demon.
of the way, because he's really like the last one I can primarily focus on.
Time Demon. Well, I actually designed Time Demon way before any of the other characters.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like I was with 7 or 8 when I drew him. I was like, I want this cool little Time Demon guy. And then when I was making Voidman, I was like, what if I brought one of my own original characters back into the series?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's kind of how it happened. I just wanted to. I was like, what if I just brought back one of my own original characters from the past?
So you just wanted like, okay, look, he's cool. He deserves a spot in this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right.
Because, and actually, the old design, he actually had a giant clock on his back, but I didn't really want to draw that, so I was like,
You just like scrap that from the sprite.
yeah. I mean, there's probably gonna be like some clocks on his back, but it's not gonna be like huge.
Yeah, it's not gonna be like ginormous. It's just like
I mean, you haven't really
embedded.
seen his backside.
Yeah, not really.
I like how the clock that's embedded in his stomach on the front of him, or his chest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess like other like honorable mention characters. Like, what about like Josh,
Josh. Detective
Merlin, and
Merlin.
Raymar?
Detective Josh. He was gonna like. He was gonna have a lot bigger appearances, but I kind of was just like, kind of rushing episode 2, which explains another reason for the mouse clicking. Well, I don't think I'm gonna be dead honest with you. A lot of the episodes are kind of rushed. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, a little bit. Also, I'm. Let's hope I'm not spoiling episode 2 for season 2, like, because is Merlin and Raymar shown in episode 1?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm just double checking.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Josh was like more of like, because he seemed like he could like fix a lot of things.
Yeah,
but honestly, what I find so ironic about it, and also it kind of just gives you like that chill down your spine. He was such like an upheaved character that could possibly like change everything, or like actually be a good investigation, and he just gets killed. Like gets his freaking face torn off.
Whatever. He's gonna have to face the consequences.
Oh.
You gotta face the. Okay, never mind.
Oh my god. Okay.
I'm sorry. That was uncalled for.
Merlin. I mean, we don't really see him much, but he was just kind of there as the little side guy.
Merlin is literally a name I came up with. No, Merlin was the villain in the original series.
Really?
Yeah, and he took the form of this fucking fresh sands looking motherfucker.
No way. That's crazy.
It's like, it looks so stupid. But Merlin was also the name I came up with him, so I kind of just brought him back as a little side character with Time Demon.
What about Raymar?
Raymar.
Like, I guess the last.
He is got a lot. He has got a crazy backstory for how I made him. So, in 2023, I got into Pizza Tower, correct? That's when Pizza Tower was all popular. And me and my friend, one of my friends decided to work on to make this fan game called Cake Complex. Which is now Cafe Castle because of a lot of drama that happened. Which I'm not gonna go into detail about, obviously.
Yeah, God.
And I made this little character who was gonna be one of the bosses. His name was Meaty. He was just a little cruel meat blob. And then I made another form of him called Multiverse Master Meaty, which is basically where Raymar's design comes from.
Oh, okay.
And
you just decided to like use him for a better purpose.
Exactly.
Okay.
it just doesn't, and they're still working on Cafe Castle, and this just kind of just makes me think, oh god, once it's done, what do I do? Oh, I'm gonna freak out.
I mean, it could just be like associated with Zack's Pizzeria. Like he could be in
Yeah,
both. So,
yeah.
but yeah.
I mean, he's a multiverse master god, so.
But all right. It was very nice talking to you about everything, and just to kind of get everyone here to watch.
Yeah.
But do you have anything else to really say?
Makeship, please. Zack Pizzeria plushes, please.